Everyone, Tom Grisafi here at Ag Bull Media. Well, we have a new episode for you today. It is Monday, 6/9/2025, and we like to bring you unique stuff. And this is a unique guy, Jim Rothermich from the Land Talker. And I got to tell you right off the bat, if you get a chance, check out his new YouTube page. We'll pop that up, and we'll pop it up again at the end. But Jim's got a new YouTube page, and there was several videos on there. He's doing a great job. But Jim, if you don't know, he is the Iowa Appraisal Land Talker Monthly. We're going to talk about the month of May. He said it was a little slow, but he was at the Hog Expo last week, so we're going to talk about that. Let's bring him in. Jim, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Feel like it's been a few months since we did this, but I'm sure we'll still remember what we're doing, right?
Absolutely, Tommy. Thank you for having me today. Yes, it's been a few days since we've had this opportunity to do this.
Yeah, but we checked our mics. We got our cameras on. You look good. I feel good. I'd be happier if corn was up, but it was down. We got to keep moving forward. The price of land, not a lot of auction stages yours. Go full screen on Mr. Jim, Joe.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, the inventory's down right now, and if there's an off season in the and land market, we're in it, and that's because of planting season. And so it's just a very low time for land auctions. And so it's not a lot's moving right now, but I will say what I have seen get sold has been very, stable. I haven't really seen, any drop offs or anything. And which is surprising to me because, there's plenty of bad news out there in the ag news media right now with markets and trade talk and tariffs, but it's just kind of hanging in there. And I think part of the low inventory is helping support prices too.
Yeah. Let's go through the newsletter. I'll jump in here. We'll pop that up. This is May's newsletter. You said it wasn't too exciting, and you explained why, but let's talk about the drought real quick. What's going on in particular, we're going to talk a lot about the state of Iowa, correct?
Yep. And as you can see on the newsletter, we're getting the drought cleaned up here in Iowa. And 3 months ago in February 2025, you can see there's a lot of yellow on that map, but we're getting it cleaned up. We had rain over the weekend. I tell you, Tommy, I drove through Northwest Iowa over the weekend, and I'm telling you what, those corn stands look good. That really look good. I never seen a bad field of corn or beans. So it seems like to me what I've seen that 2025 is getting off to a good start.
And I can concur for Indiana. I drove up from Nashville. As you know, I'm working a lot in Nashville with Nesvick Trading Group, and I drove from Nashville all the way up, and I was amazed at how good things look. A little bit of they've had a little bit too much rain in some spots. I hear some of the bulls are trying to say that it flooded, the replant. We'll see. Things like that don't come out till later, much later. If 98% of it's planted in decent shape, we're not going to explode higher because of the 2%, right? All right, here we go.
Right.
You got May. Are these all the Mays from the prior years?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
So we're down 2025, the month of May, compared to the past, 4 years. And that's, like I was saying, if there's an off time for land auctions, it's in the spring. So we're in that time, low inventory. But the realtors I'm talking to said the phones have been ringing. They're expecting to have a good volume this fall. So hopefully that comes to fruition. But this just really ultra low inventory on the market right now.
Well, I got a couple ideas about that, Jim. A few months ago, we had that debacle with the trade tariffs and the market's volatile. Stock market since then's had a heck of a comeback. But probably if someone had intended to sell land and they watched that Dow Jones and outside markets break as much as they did, they probably backed off and said, maybe now's not a good time, correct?
That's right. Absolutely. You're right. And I had somebody call me. I get a lot of phone calls from people doing Google searches, and somebody called me up and they had a lot of money in the stock market and they were just sick because it had went down so much. And they said, well, I'm sure the land market's diving too. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's matter of fact, it's stable. And the reason why is because those people that are heavy in the stock market are looking for a stable investment, and they're starting to look at land.
Mhm.
Just being so solid right now. So that volatility in the stock market's also helping the land with land prices, because people want something stable.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's short-sighted to over my whole career. You can go broke being long the stock market on one of these vicious sell-offs, but over time it goes up. Not always. It could go down in one thing, but over time it goes up. It's funny, we're doing this in my little squawk box on my trading desk is going off, and they said President Trump said this, President Trump said that, and he's doing a interview right now. And um, if you if you're like someone like me who has access to Bloomberg's and Reuters and all these things on X, I pay for several services to read the news. You would think the world's ending. You would think it's ending. But if you go to a nice small town, a community, go for a ride, America's doing great, in my opinion. Jim, what do you think?
Yeah. No, that's the way it is. As I call realtors and confirm auction results, I always ask, what's the mood of the crowd? And what I mean by that is, what are they telling you? And after the election, after first year, up to now, they're pretty dang optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a banker call me last week, and he was asking me. He said, the Chicago Federal Reserve said land prices are up. Is that what you think? And I'm like, well, I don't know if I'd say I'd go that far, but I'd say they're pretty dang stable. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, saying that, his clients are pretty dang optimistic right now. Like I said, I was surprised to hear that,
That's interesting. Well, we'll take one. We'll take one for the team for sure. We
yeah,
want things go well. I had a young client. This is just time for a story, but I had a young client get out of the business, and he owned some land, and he's still worth a lot of money. He just didn't like the price of grain and where the industry he thought was going, and he just wanted to change a pace. And he's going to get out. He's going to be worth a lot of money. He's going to sell his few hundred acres, and he's going to be just fine. It's not like he had to get out of the industry because his land lost half its value. His land actually is still increasing in the part of Iowa where he is. So no problems there. All right, let's talk about the Land Hero real quick. That's another service you have. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Land Hero is a website that you can pay a subscription to, and you can access my sale database. And people that would buy a subscription to this would be other appraisers, farm realtors, bankers, um, anybody that needs access to high quality sale data. Right now, Tommy, we have seen a rapid increase in one chance sealed bid auctions. And so what that means is, when you bid on a farm, you've got to write down on a piece of paper what you're willing to pay for it. You got one shot at it. And so you submit that bid, and they'll tell you whether you got it or not.
That
So
sounds like an Eminem song. You got one shot. You started reading the lyrics there. Explain that again one more time. Is that so people don't play games?
it's a very effective tool when the market is kind of wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm.
And it really started up last year, because last year at this time we had a lot of no sales at auction.
Mm-hmm.
And it started up last year, and it's really gotten a big increase, and it's still going on. But they'll put a farm up for auction, and you submit your bid, and you give it your best shot. That's a one chance sealed bid. And so you've got to know what you're willing to pay that day for that farm, and you've got one chance, and you may or may not get it. If you're the top bid, you'll get it. Um, say like back when the market was kind of declining, we was getting
Mm-hmm.
a lot of no sales, and for some reason, whenever farm no sales, everybody can remember what that last bid. I mean, 20 years from now, somebody that was at that auction can tell you what the last bid was for that
Mm-hmm.
farm. So it's a stigma. And to do that sealed bid auction, if it doesn't work out as well as the realtor thought, then there's not, that stigma's not out there, and then they can list the farm or
Oh,
whatever. That's why
that's
they're doing it.
interesting. Yeah, well, thank you for explaining that. All right, I have up on display, we'll pull it up, just some of the prices that went off. And again, full disclosure, May was a slow month in land prices. Any of these catch your eye?
Yeah, they're in Mitchell County. That farm sold for $22,000 an acre. That was a very high sale price. That was a sealed bid auction too, and I'll tell you, well, maybe I shouldn't share that. I won't.
Don't share it. I could. I don't feel like editing this video.
I better not. But the
But it's a
auctioneer.
good story, I'm sure.
Yeah. The auctioneer. There was a good story with that, but
Okay.
I better not.
Nope,
say
people
anything.
trust you, and a deal's a deal. All right, and with that, let's talk about. You had a chance to go to the Hog Expo, and let's talk about that.
Yeah. That was last week.
Iowa Pork Expo. What's it actually
No,
called?
World Pork Expo.
World Pork. All right.
Yeah, so there's people there from all over the world. They're checking things out, and it was down at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. And I tell you what, Tommy, people were pretty dang optimistic there.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in on an economic meeting talking about what they're expecting. Their hog producers are going to be in the black this year, and they're expecting to make about $10 a head. Which is a lot better. They in 2023, they lost $35 a head.
Oh, that hurts.
And last year is just a little bit below break even. So this year they're going to be in the black. So people were just surprisingly optimistic. One thing they did say is, the feed costs have come down, and they expect hog producers to be able to buy corn in the low fours or mid fours. And they expect that in the foreseeable future unless there's new demand for corn. So that's a positive for people that's buying corn. One thing they did say is those non-feed costs are just a sticky high, and they just will not come down. And so there's essentially no new building going on in the pork industry because those costs new have just gotten so high. You start buying concrete and steel and wood.
Got to insure it too.
Insurance, that's one thing. I also
That's
talked
a real
about
sticky one. Just
the insurance on those hog facilities have doubled.
Wow.
And so yeah, it was just surprising how optimistic everybody was. They're coming out with some pork marketing. The National Pork Producers is trying some new pork marketing techniques, and expect it to go well. And but they need to try to get more exports. You can't never stop in trying to increase demand. So hopefully Mr. Trump will get some markets opened up and sell more pork across the world. I will say one thing, Tommy, they're opening up are going to build a new sausage plant here not too far away from Des Moines. JBS bought some land there to put up a new sausage plant there, just not too far from here in Des Moines. So they're going to make sausage there, and it's a lot. I don't know how much, but it's quite a bit. It's
You're making me hungry.
Plant. Yeah, yeah, right. So yeah, it was a really good meeting. A lot of people in attendance, and so yeah.
Oh, good. Thanks for sitting down with us, Jim. How do people get a hold of you?
Well, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, it is a free subscription. It goes out via email once a month. It's got all the land auction results in Iowa and a little bit of narrative I throw in there. Go to www.iowaappraisal.com.
And your socials are everywhere. If people just Google the Land Talker, I think they'll find you just fine, don't you think?
Yep. Check out the Land Talker. I post new stuff on there. I do two a month. And the next one coming up, I interview two guys and we talk about sale leasebacks. So it'll be a very, very good show.
Very good. Very good. We'll keep up the good work. And I know that when you post videos to your social media, you have a really big following. So I'll get this all bundled up and put out there. But it's already June 9th. Pretty much everything you said I agree with, in the sense that corn prices, as far as the hog producer, are going to be able to buy corn at a good value. That means, although prices are low, Jim, they're low because we're on the verge of having a really big crop if this keeps up, correct?
Yeah, I tell you what, If we get any kind of rain in July, we're going to have a big crop. We're going to have a big crop.
Well, I should get on the phone and start letting my clients know, but I will send them this video. And if they get mad, I'll say, hey, Jim said we're going to have a big crop and prices are going to go down. So, but at least there's still things we could do to prepare for it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. This is the May version of Land Prices, the Land Talker. I'm Tommy Grisafi with Ag Bull Media, Ag Bull Trading. My friend Jim, he's got a new podcast. You got to pop it up, Joe. Pop that up one more time so people can go click on YouTube, Land Talker TV on YouTube. Till next time, we'll see you next month. And everyone have a great day.